has everything.
Bumping and banging.
Big boy in the morning. Man, how do we start this here, man? Good friend of ours, Wilmer Valderrama, is up in here. The hardest working man in show business.
Yep.
He's on 9 shows right now, ladies and gentlemen. Wilmer, do you know what shows you're on right now?
I think I'm still on the 70s show, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. But I was just saying, man, you've never stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like, you one of them cats, man. If we don't see you on the screen, for one, you've been on the screen. But then people don't understand just the creation or the company or the mogul that's behind Wilmer Valderrama also, bro. Like, you make sure that you are an empire. You know what I'm saying? So what you got going on now, bro?
So, first of all, super excited to be on your show.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Feels like
back.
the first time.
Hello.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know.
You
You guys can't see it at home, but I brought flowers.
Yeah,
I brought a bunch of
they
flowers.
smell
And I
beautiful.
appreciate
Thank you.
that, man. He brought in plants. You're like, man, you need to homie it up in here.
Yeah.
Like,
Oxygen.
my
You need
brother.
oxygen in here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you go to science class, man? Jesus Christ. Come on. Create some natural oxygen in here.
No, excited, man. Excited. I had a pretty fantastic year. You know, I'm producing a bunch of stuff, directing a bunch of stuff, and then came back in front of the camera full time again. I did the second season of From Dusk Till Dawn with Robert Rodriguez, and then I just finished up the first season of Minority Report with Steven Spielberg. So
That's great.
it's been an awesome year, and then also I just announced that I will be playing Prince and the Prince in the Prince Charming film for John Williams, the producer of the Shrek franchise. So it's gonna be really, really fun.
If I didn't love you, I would hate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dusk Till Dawn renewed for a 3rd season too, so congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, really excited. We'll see what happens. You know, I have aspirations to direct some episodes this 3rd season. So we're gonna have fun.
I heard that, man.
Yeah.
How's Minority Report? How was that treating you? Just
Great.
Fox, Megan, and good.
Megan Good, who's my sister, man. I've known her forever. You know, we've known each other since we were like 18, 19 years old. So it's great. It's awesome full circle to be on set with her. It's hilarious. We remember a lot of the time. In fact, she remembers. Everybody knows the homie Tadao. So
Yeah, hello, Tadao. How you like me now?
Yeah. So she's like, Tadao, I remember when you used to not let me in the clubs. You know,
Because Tadao is the big homie that you'll see with cool as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
the sexiest Samoan in Los
I'm glad
Angeles,
you
that's
said it
for
because
sure.
I didn't know how to say it.
No. You just gotta say it. It's
Yeah,
like,
you
gotta rip it like a
own up to
Band-Aid.
it. And you got to say what it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to say what it is.
Call it how it is. It is what it
I
is.
should
A
have said
good-looking
it.
man.
I should have said it. You know what I'm saying? The man could throw on a suit jacket with some Converse tennis shoes like nobody did.
How can he pull that off? Nobody cares.
But
Nobody
he
cares,
can.
but he does.
But you've been having a great career right now, bro. And I can't even say right now, Wilmer, it's been good to be you.
Yeah, I've been really blessed, man. I think I don't know. You know, it's a hustle, man. We've been in it for a long time, and I kept pushing until. And they kept saying yes, man. So I kept getting things in the door, and I was very excited, and I, from all the things we produced, some of the things that, Big was in the first show that I ever produced, which was Your Mama. He was the voice of Your Mama, which was also a
Rest
pop
in peace to
cultural
Sam as well, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
Yeah, man. I heard that actually Megan was the one who broke it to me on when we were on set in Vancouver, and he just didn't seem real because he was all about he was all about life, and he was all about the hustle too. He did 30 different things.
Yeah,
man. So I was really sad. I was really confused by it, and and just look, I know not to make it an after school special, but anybody out there who's in a dark place, man, just know that people are willing to listen. They call somebody, let somebody know that you're thinking about things that are not normal, because this is a big problem in today's young people,
Yeah, man.
But anyways, I'm happy to celebrate his life this weekend. I think we're gonna go to his memorial and
That's beautiful,
make sure that we send them off.
And then there's also just a legacy that you'll continue. You know what I'm saying? And one thing, anyone that loves you, they love to see you also continue to work and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And you've been working, bro. You've been working a whole lot. Now what's the character that you say you got coming up now? Like,
so the movie's called it's called Charmin, and it's the untold story of Prince Charmin, and I play the first ever Latin prince.
Get it.
Get it? Yes, mamas, yes. Yes.
Now, have you guys started on this as of yet, or?
Yeah, we're halfway. We're almost done in production now. We'll release sometime next year. But it's also exciting because I was able to get in a bunch of my friends in this movie, man. We have
Show
Demi.
didn't call me for this one.
Oh wow.
But tell me who's in it. Tell me who's in
Man,
it.
we barely got a brown one in there, man.
Right, yeah. Let me get in, big,
Come on,
and then I'll call you in.
You guys have your own networks, man. Like, come on, man.
Hey, let me get in,
one,
bro.
big.
Please.
Let me have one. Now, can I
Do I gotta
live?
bring you to everything, big?
Big, can I live?
Like I put
please?
you on your mama, you still didn't take off. You know what I'm saying? Like how many bones do I gotta throw you, brother? So that's a 2016 release?
Yeah, 2016
Very
release,
awesome.
man, and excited, man. We just Demi, you know, you guys know Demi Lovato, my Demi Lovato. She's the other leading voice in it.
Oh
and-
my God.
Yeah, yeah.
He
So,
Hey, dude,
You got
how
his girl, but not you.
great is he should have had his queen in there. I can't be mad at that. But how great is that to work with somebody that's your people? That, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
man. That was really great.
do
and
y'all
then-
have dialogue together, you and Demi?
Yeah, we're the both leads. We do all scenes together, man. It's really sweet.
Was it
movie's
one of those where they
hilarious.
had Demi first and she was like, I'm not gonna do it unless Wilmer's in it? Or you had her, or did the worlds just come together?
Well,
as such?
it was one of those things where I was working with the producer John Williams, and I say, hey, you know what, you should really cast her. First of all, it's a
She's
musical
nice,
too. And
well, I guess you would. No, I was about to tell him something he didn't know about his lady. She is a nice
introduce me, hook me up.
lady, man. I got a friend named Demi Lovato. You need to talk to her. No, but she is a very nice
She's a sweetie.
person, bro.
She's a sweetie. Oh, and she told me to say hi to you, by the way, because I texted her I was doing a show, and she goes, please tell him.
Dude, like when I would see her around in Vegas, because at iHeart, I'm gonna tell you straight up, we used the hell out of her. It was almost sad,
She was on
bro.
every
We had her in
stage.
114 degree sun on stage.
By the way,
we had her on the
she
show.
was in the hotel keys, you know.
Yeah. I heard used the hell out of her, Jack. And ladies and gentlemen, your host, Demi Lovato. And ladies and gentlemen, another song from Demi Lovato. Ladies and gentlemen, doing magic, Demi Lovato.
Craft services,
Like
Demi Lovato.
craft services provided by Gaffer, Demi Lovato. Craft services, Demi Lovato. Yeah, we used the hell out of her. But that's got to be good to work with somebody that's a partner also, bro.
Well, you know that was the goal, man. When I started this whole producing and company and studio system and all and trying to figure out, you know, how do we, you know, it was about just how do we all keep working together, how do we keep doing all these different things together, and it just started with you. I mean, like you. When I called Big for your mom, I was like, you know, let's get all the friends, all the homies in this, you know, and so with this movie, it was the same thing. You know, we also have Avril Lavigne and Ashley Tisdale and Nia Vardalos and John Cleese, and then the soundtrack we just announced. A bunch of friends of ours too. Sia, Patrick from Fall Out Boy, Steve Aoki, Demi, Avril. I mean, the soundtrack's gonna be unbelievable too. So. Very excited, man. That movie's going to be a great friend.
Now, do you go to the studio? Do you have a facility at home where you do this, or you go to the studio to do like your VO work?
When
When it comes to that animation part.
When it comes to the animation part, the old house, I had a studio where I would record my stuff in there. You know, it would become a portable one, and it'd be easy. But it's so much easier to go out there and you know, like get out of the house. And, and go
Separate
to the studio.
yourself a little bit.
Yeah, a little
Go
bit.
ahead now, show you right, and then you get there. And were there any times when they had to yell "cut" because you and Demi were doing too much? Like, can y'all come back, please? Can we stop fucking, please? Let's come on.
Now, I know that you and Demi have been very calculated with just being private, like having that time for your guys' self. Do you actually
As
think...
we bring her up
Yeah.
again.
Well, I just more like, do you think that actually helped your guys' relationship grow stronger, keeping that privacy?
The truth of the matter is that, you know, our relationship is no one's business, really.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, we're both artists and we have a lot of great aspirations, and we work really hard to kind of raise awareness to the things that we spend 16 hours doing, or you know, or traveling around the world for. So the tricky part is to definitely just kind of pay tribute to how hard we work. You know, so make it about our artistry, make it about our work. You know, because sometimes a lot of people want to spend so much time talking about like a cute picture someone posted or something, when you have like a TV show on the air, and when you have a movie releasing, and you have an album, you know, about to drop. And so the tricky part is like, look, man, the only thing that our communication should be with our fans should be about, look, I created something else for you. You know, I hope you love it, which is, you know, this show, this movie, this
Let me
album.
ask you this, Wilmer. Are you famous enough? Like, say, for instance, you want to go to the next Laker game. You're a Laker fan, as we all are. Are you famous enough that you don't have to have a ticket to walk into a Laker game?
So
Like, you go to the right door.
So I'm famous enough to go to Wilco, and I just called myself out, to go to World Cup and say my name and them not having it and then them
they-
figuring it out.
and then they give you tickets.
Damn.
But that's straight up love. I mean, that's a lot of love.
Wilmer,
You know?
let me tell you why I do the same thing,
Really?
bro.
Like, my name's not there?
Yes, I know my name is. Oh, I just exposed myself. Oh, I thought I was the only piece of shit that did that.
So jealous.
But dude, I would go up there and I would do like, and it's more concerts. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yeah, big boy. Then they're like, big boy. Then they like,
And they say,
what's
whose
your
list
name
are you
there?
on?
Yeah, and then
Oh,
I'm like,
Michael
man,
Jackson. Of
yeah,
course.
right.
Yeah. Whose list? I'm
And then they're
Beyonce.
like, well,
Beyonce's
write your
list.
name down. Then and I see them looking. I'm like, you looking? There ain't gonna be no tickets in there. And then they'll come back. There's like, we couldn't find them, but and I'm like, oh, okay, thank you.
Oh,
Like,
thank you so much. Yeah.
thank you. I'll definitely tell Wilmer he should have left them at the front for me. Yeah. Now you got to go and play as his assistant.
Yeah, pretty
Louis
much.
be like, I'm here to pick up Wilmer Valderrama's
Wilmer.
tickets. Oh my God, Wilmer, you are so tacky. I do the same thing,
I'm
bro.
trying to be as real as possible,
Man, now
I'm
does
trying
that
to
work
be as
for
real
you?
as
Like
possible.
I see you at UFC. Speaking of UFC, we just saw Devastation.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
with Ronda Rousey, man.
Yeah,
Were you ready for that?
You know, I wasn't ready
Man.
for that. I wasn't ready because I knew that Ronda's plan was going to be to not box her and just, take her to the
Yeah.
ground and do what she
It's
does.
like everybody
you know?
knew the plan but Ronda
Yeah.
at that moment. And Ronda Rousey is my good. I love
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we do. In life you take the L. And in that sport, now everybody protect the zero.
Right.
I got to be 49-0. I got to be 12-0. I got to be 8-0, 13-0. And we look so much at the zero, and everybody puts so much on it.
Yeah.
That now, and when you lose, like back in the days, if De La Hoya lost a fight, it was like, we knew it. If you ordered on pay-per-view, you saw it. It probably ran the next week. Now everything is a meme.
Right.
Everything is social media.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
everybody like, oh, she didn't tap gloves, and I'm
No,
glad
no,
that
and
happened
the
to her.
memes are crazy. It's like it's really sad because when you're
Did you
down,
see the
literally-
one where she's dressed up as Fez from that 70s show? No. Oh, I gotta create that one and send it to you. I'll create it and send it to you. But just the memes and how mean everybody is.
Yeah,
now,
it's crazy.
man, bro.
Ruthless.
For athletes, it's really rough. I mean, look, it's rough for anybody in the limelight already, but for athletes, it's tough because they already have their favorite fighters. They already have those haters that
Yeah, man.
that are inherited, and so I think that made it even crazier. But look, she's still the most successful female athlete in the planet, right?
Yeah,
And she
man.
put the sport on a whole different level. This loss actually, I think, is incredible for the sport because it's going to open the door for so many young women to aspire to actually be able to do that. You know,
Yeah.
before it's like there's no hope for that division. Like
Did
no
you
one's going to
ever
beat her.
train, Wilmer? Did you take any martial arts or any boxing? Because I see
Yeah.
you at every event.
Yeah, no, I've been doing mixed martial arts for about almost 10 years now.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Damn, let me know. 'Cause I ain't gonna sneak up on you then. Because one time I saw you, I was gonna grab you from the back. I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, be like, oh, big, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was you.
Oh my God, that was my karate. Just kicked in. My karate. My
Put his tooth
karate.
back in his mouth. Put his tooth back in his mouth.
First Latin Prince, I'm super looking forward to that.
Do some radio. Get on your mic.
Because then I can get too close and it's too loud. Has
I
being, a,
control that.
has being a Latino in Hollywood become easier for you since the start of your career?
I mean, I don't know if it's become easier, but I think it's become a lot cooler to be Latino today. I think that back in the day, I remember back in 1998, I was the only Latino on the Fox network for like 3 or 4 years. And, back then they weren't producing or developing or creating characters for a lot of us, So there would be like 1 or 2 people out there representing, doing their thing. And so what I think that has happened in the last 10 years is that I think that the presence of the Latino community and African Americans in prime time has grown so much.
Definitely.
You've
that
paved the way.
Yeah, and the idea was that we can really paint an America that really looks like America in
Yeah,
the movies
man.
and TV. Because the truth is they weren't producing enough TV shows and films that actually look like us or our neighborhoods or I mean, they would do a show or a TV show about Los Angeles, and you never see one Latino or a black person anywhere, and you'd be like,
Yeah, what part of LA is that?
yeah, seriously.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
Like-
so I think it's changing when it comes to that. And I think, in coming full circle to Minority Report, it's, that's one thing I'm super proud of. Steven Spielberg was able to put together it's such an incredible diverse cast, and to have an African American and a Latino as one of the leading, main characters of the show was also kind of different and groundbreaking, So I was excited to share the lot of that. And even that, like, the network, speaking of what you're saying, like to show you how long and how far we've gone. Tonight, last night's episode of Minority Report talked about the consequences of immigration in the past, meaning present day, right? Because the show takes place in 2065. So he's talking about immigration reform and the amendments of immigration and the consequences of it in the future. So it's creating this social conversation, and the whole entire episode is about honoring the Hispanic heritage, and my character's at the forefront of this episode, and plays a really important part in the narrative of the immigration conversation and profiling as well.
Wilmer, how old were you when you moved to the United States?
I was about to turn 14 years old.
At 14, and I remember, man, when we were talking, you were saying the only English word you knew was monkey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he would watch TV. Then one time he heard monkey, like, oh, monkey.
Yeah. I understood that.
And now when you
excited.
fast forward and just the career, so on and so, and why I ask you that is this is really a melting pot in the land of opportunity.
Correct.
Then when you do see someone like Donald Trump and the things that would come out of Donald Trump's mouth, you know what I'm saying? Like just you being of descent and not being born here and able to really, I mean, you've given jobs, you know what I'm saying? Like you've created an empire here. How do you feel about Donald Trump when he speaks out the side of his neck like that?
Well, I think if there was any time in the history of our culture for us to, as a Latino community, to unite and to really speak, and defend our heritage is now, right? I mean, we should never let anyone disrespect us that way. And the reason why he thinks he can is because, we as minorities are not going out to vote.
Right.
So he thinks he can just do that and rile up the rest of the country. And first of all, let's just put it like this. The majority of the country knows it's nonsense, right?
Yeah, man.
But there is a group that is just as outspoken, as loud as he is, that makes it seem like it's a popular conversation.
Yeah.
When it really isn't. The truth of the matter is that, we have the control, right? We have the opportunity to change things up. And what we got to do is we got to, anybody in our household, in our family that's eligible to vote needs to, one, register to vote, two, has to actually go out there as a family, represent the family, but most importantly, have to be outspoken. They have to defend themselves. Like we got to unite. All our flags got to be waving one, because at the end of the day, man, like if we don't make these people respect us, they're gonna think that because we don't show up to vote, we don't count.
Right. And my thing, I tell people, if you don't vote, somebody else will.
Okay,
Somebody's going to vote for you.
That is
you know
correct.
what I'm saying? And trust me, man. And the one thing, if you follow anything, it's like, okay, well, where do we make cuts at? Okay, well, we'll make cuts at colleges because sometimes they don't. Until we saw like a Barack Obama in the last,
Right.
8 or so years, the young and first time voters, everybody came together. And I don't want people to think like, oh, I'm not going to go vote somebody else. Oh, Donald Trump will never get in. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know.
You never
Right.
So the best
We
way
take that
to
chance.
make sure it doesn't happen on your watch is to make sure you register and you vote.
And you have tons of African American and Latino candidates in local elections that are losing by like hundreds of votes.
Yeah,
not even
because-
like thousands,
Yeah.
hundreds of votes, because our community doesn't vote them into a position
And
of
we'll
leadership.
let a law get passed, and then we say, man, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the
We
problem.
become dumbfounded.
Right.
Like, whoever really thought that at one point the Terminator would be our governor?
Right.
But that happened because
Right.
a lot of people didn't go out and vote otherwise.
Yeah,
so,
he couldn't even say California. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, we in Burbank, cauliflower.
Cauliflower.
What the hell is going on here, man?
All right, tell me more about your character on From Dusk Till Dawn, where you want it to go next season, Carlos.
So if you guys saw the second season, if you saw the ending of the second season, something really crazy and dramatic happened to Carlos. And it's left pretty open as a very unpredictable cliffhanger. We don't know if he's coming back or not.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So there's been conversations. I'm having conversations with Robert Rodriguez right now about what can possibly happen to Carlos.
Well, you know what's
character,
going
but-
on with Carlos because
Yeah.
Robert's your homeboy, man. That's like me doing something with Fuzzy, and Fuzzy like, man, is my character coming back? I'm like, Fuzz, I can't. I'll be like, yeah, man. Or I tell him like, hey, he's dead, Fuzz.
I'm trying to build a little suspense here, man.
Sorry about
I'm
that.
trying,
Okay, my bad.
It's just
You
a
see,
cliffhanger I'm going to build.
That's why I'm
over
not
here.
successful in Hollywood, woman. You know,
Can't
I don't
give
know
up your
about
marbles,
cliffhangers,
big.
and yeah, I'm not.
Can't give it up that
Sorry
much.
about that,
you know?
brother. That's why I'm not successful in Hollywood. I like seeing cliffhangers and everything. You know what I'm saying?
No, but just to answer your question, yes. I mean, there is some conversations.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. It has to make sense creatively.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I'm excited. I mean, a third season is a big accomplishment for the show that that started in this brand new network, the El Rey Network.
Yeah, man.
You know,
But Cats built that though.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everyone that goes to El Rey goes to because y'all built
Right.
that network.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We did it from scratch. I mean, we were literally, it was like raising awareness for for a new destination that nobody could find, right? And you're like, okay, it's here, it's here, it's here. And then eventually people start finding out how loud the programming was. And
Hell
Robert
yeah.
really is curating a lot of that stuff, which is incredible. But yeah, I mean, the third season's going to be awesome. And I mean, this year, I mean, again, the moral of the story is that this year has been so incredible for me to work with Steven Spielberg on Minority Report and Robert Rodriguez and Robert From Dusk Till Dawn is quite incredible, you know. So, but Minority Report, man, it's just one of those things where it's like Mount Everest for an actor, right? You want to work with Steven Spielberg,
Yeah,
and
man.
on top of that, like you want to relive one of your favorite movies, which
Yes.
is Minority Report. It's
Yeah.
like, it's crazy.
I have another question. I know you took a photo with Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Is there anything of like
This
talks
dude.
with like superheroes?
on.
Yeah.
So, how do you know this thing?
Well, because you're on Twitter. Come on, you tweeted the photo.
Yeah. So.
Man, you talking about this photo right here that just
Oh,
happened
wait
to
a
be?
minute.
Wow.
Oh,
How did she find
hey.
out? You know what I'm saying? How did she find out? Good Lord, have
Listen, if
mercy.
you don't want it up, don't
Yeah,
put it on
what's going on?
Twitter.
Look right here.
I
Privileged
would-
to have shared a few words with a true legend. Right.
Yeah, so
How do we find
a
this?
perfect segue into so we have the first, Latin Prince. I think all I can say is that, it's about time that we have our first
Yes.
Latin superhero.
Yes.
That's
Love it.
dope.
But anyways, that's all I'm gonna say. And
Hey, man,
it
and
may
I
or may
hope-
not have to do with Stanley, but
I hope that you are a very intricate part of, let me try to say this right. I hope that you are a very important piece to finding that person, because it's not going to be you. It's not going to be you. You know what I'm saying? Stan Lee don't want to work with Wilmer. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to talk this into reality. I know what he's doing here. He come here and he start talking stuff, and then he end up getting it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't talk that into reality, man. So I hope that you find this Latino gentleman that's going to be this superhero.
Superhero.
You know
You
what I'm
can
saying?
be it. It's you.
Yeah,
Thank you, sweetie.
I can't
Thank
be.
you.
Oh, you talking
I
to him?
believe I can.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. Well,
I
there it
believe
is.
I can.
Well, right. Yeah, and I believe I can fly. Wilmer, thank you for coming in, my
Yes,
brother.
thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure
very
to
much,
see you
man.
again, man.
Congratulations, man.
Thank
Love
you.
the new space and
Congratulations
new
to
space.
you, brother. You know what I'm
you,
saying? And I love that we continue to do what we do. And let's continue to ride into the sunrise.
Yes.
My brother. And-
Yes,
and thank you
yes.
for always being great, brother. Thank you for always coming in. Thank you for all the support throughout our career. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate
family.
you.
It's family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, if it's family, invite us over. All righty. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Buy us a
you know,
car.
yeah. Usually family help family. Give us a car. For real. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you got an old shirt that you can give Louis, so you don't have to keep wearing the same black shirt. People think we shoot these shows in all in one day because we keep wearing the same thing. Like continuity. What was Louis wearing? Oh, black shirt.
We're good.
Thank you for coming in, my brother.
My
Make
pleasure.
sure you tell the
Thank
queen
you.
we say hello as well, man. And thank
Yes,
you.
I will, man. Thank you to everyone else who was listening today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Wilmer Valderrama up in here, big boy.